Since the inquiry was launched in 2015, almost 1 million more children have suffered sexual abuse. There are 5 sexual offences in or near schools every day. Not every day. And I'm not talking about teenagers, I'm talking about children aged 8 or 9 years old sexually assaulting their peers. Our primary schools are not safe places for children. And the changing demographics and types of sexual offences mean that this is a growing problem. The fact that statutory authorities are only aware of 1 in 8 children who are being sexually abused hasn't changed in decades. But now we have a golden opportunity, a once in a lifetime, as Alexis said earlier, to make real changes. The inquiry's recommendations are designed to provide whole system and whole culture change, and survivors and specialist services like my colleagues from Act on ICSA and the Victims and Survivors panel are keen to work with government to achieve this. And it's good to hear from the Home Secretary some of the plans for moving forward with the recommendations. We're going to be watching closely to ensure that the voice of victims and survivors is heard throughout this process. And we'll continue to offer our help to the government to understand the issues and to get this right. 2 recommendations that ICSA, Act on ICSA, and survivors believe would drive the changes needed are a National Child Protection Agency to provide a robust central framework for accountability, and a Minister for Child Protection to provide leadership across the board. Germany, by the way, has had an independent commissioner for childhood sexual abuse since 2010, whose office was made a permanent institution by the federal cabinet in 2018, and they've had a survivor council since 2015. Just saying. Finally, please, we urge the government to implement ICSA's recommendations in full to better protect children from sexual abuse and ensure they have access to support. The courage that victims and survivors have shown in sharing their experiences deserves nothing less.
100%. Well done.
Happy to invite the Home Secretary back up if he wants to comment on whether those 2 recommendations will be done in such a sehr gut manner as Germany did it. I think it's the bare minimum, frankly, that we should be doing is having somebody in this place at least who is leading on child protection, because I'm afraid to say that in my experience of this, the institution of government and also Parliament, is that this sitting within the Department for Education, which undoubtedly, as the mother of children, the priority is the education of our children. I'm glad that that's the case. This cannot be a byline of a big department. It needs driving and it needs political will to do that.